Space Jam, a new legacy. Yep, it's here. So, the first Space Jam came out in the 90s. People have so much love and reverence for that film, but I will argue with you any day of the week, it is a garbage film. It's got cute moments, but it's bad. I will say, though, compared to this recent one, it's really good because this movie is not a real movie. Space Jam: A New Legacy is not a film. It is a marketing ploy to sell toys and collectibles and just basically anything you can put the Toon Squad logo on towards kids, stupid adults who are just like you seeing nostalgia being weaponized in front of them and are so oblivious to the fact that this isn't a real movie and will just buy it because it's nostalgic. This is not how you make a film. This is what Ready Player One did, and that was just like, hey, look at all this IP we own, let's shove it into a film, and then when you're done watching this movie, you could be like, oh yeah, let's go see Casablanca, let's go watch The Matrix, let's go watch whatever DC movie we have available to us. I hate this type of stuff because it's not telling a story, it's just putting shit together in a room that you could just look at and be like, oh yeah, I remember this, I'm going to watch this after, because it's literally just weaponizing your nostalgia and turning crap that you own into some bullshit just so you can sell more crap that you own. This is not a real movie. Do not watch this because it's not good, it's not worth your time, and it is horrible. I want to say this too. You watch the opening credits for this film. When it comes to the story by and written by, you will notice that 5 people had the story idea for Space Jam: A New Legacy, and 6 people wrote this. 6 individuals at the same time sat down and came up with this nostalgic-fueled bullcrap. 6 people spent their own time and effort into making this. It is terrible. It's terrible. I hate this movie. I hate that this exists because you have something, and I know it's a weird analogy, but you have something like Luca, which is a film aimed for kids that is telling the same message that this movie is trying to say. And Luca is just like, accept who you are. Look at your faults, your flaws that the world might not respect you for, and you can see the value in yourself and everything you do. That is kind of the message of Space Jam, if you want to look at it that way. But Luca, there's an artistry, there's a passion, there's a craftsmanship. When it comes to Space Jam, it's like LeBron James, Big Chungus, The Matrix. It's stupid, and it's terrible. So if there is some sort of movie in here, LeBron James' son wants to make a video game because we're hip and modern and video games are always portrayed well on screen. There's never been a bad use of a video game in any movie like this sort. Don Cheadle's a villain. He's an evil algorithm who gets butthurt because of something LeBron says about him. And now suddenly he sucks him and LeBron's son into the the Warner serververse. Where you can travel the serververse and go to whatever world you want. Because if there's one thing kids love, it's entering into a video game because kids love the idea of The Matrix and Tron. Kids don't shut up about The Matrix and Tron. Kids love just going to their favorite movies, like the Mad Max universe. Kids don't shut up about the Mad Max universe. Kids don't shut up about Casablanca. Every kid I talk to, every single one, always quotes to me, "We'll always have Paris." Every single kid I meet, because kids love Casablanca. And I am a huge fan of Casablanca. It's in my top 3 movies of all time. And you have no idea how much it fueled my anger just inserting these cheap, stupid bullshit moments of Casablanca into this film. It cheapens Casablanca to me. Just like, oh, now it's associated with this crap. I hate it. I hate that they did that. What I do love, though, is that they had to use the DC animated characters because we don't know what our DC universe is, and neither do kids. So here's the Justice League animated shit because we don't know what we're doing. That, to me, is so vindictive of how stupid and annoying this movie is. It's not a real movie. Look, LeBron somehow manages to be a worse actor than Michael Jordan, which is surprising because they're both terrible. Don Cheadle is chewing every piece of scenery he can get and is somehow managing to be a compelling villain. I mean, his motives are shit, but he is at least holding together enough of a film where it works and it feels believable. The best actor in this film is Bugs Bunny, because Bugs Bunny has an actual storyline and you see the sacrifices for that character in a beautiful sequence of events. He's doing his Kermit the Frog here, where it's like, I have to get the band back together after they left me. It's awesome. Bugs Bunny was the best part of this. He was the only likable character in this terrible movie. And I'm just like, I know we have like classic Looney Tunes coming to HBO Max where they're just doing their reboot of classic stuff. Why can't we just get a big budget Looney Tunes movie like this? We don't have to shove LeBron and all these stupid references inside. Because if you're telling me those smaller animated cartoons are doing well, clearly we had to do Space Jam because... I want to say this to you. Like, I don't know any kids that are like itching for Looney Tunes. And I know we're like, it's a child property, but even back in the day, like... those ones from like the 50s and 60s and all that crap, those were very mature and silly for adults, right? So why are we aiming the Looney Tunes for kids? It's like, sure, cartoons are silly, but no children are into the Looney Tunes that much. Like, there's probably the select few that are, but I think your Looney Tunes should be aimed for the adult audiences, so make like a new Back in Action movie, not Space Jam. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I understand the inner workings of a studio like Warner Brothers who just really don't get it. So they play basketball. It's a video game. If you like video games, they talk about video games enough where it sounds like they understand what a video game is, but not enough where it's like, oh yeah, that's a video game. It's really weird. This is not a movie. It's not a movie. It's just a marketing ploy. I hate it. I can't believe this exists. Actually, I can. This is so a movie that is it's such a movie made by a studio, like a big corporation, like Warner Brothers, who just said, yes, remind people HBO Max is a part of our properties now, and show them Game of Thrones. I'm amazed they weren't like, here's some Sopranos because The Saints of Newark is coming out. Holy shit. Even for a kid's movie. And I hate it's like, it's a kid's movie. It's supposed to be dumb. Some of the best kids' movie have actual heart and story put into them. You can look at anything that Disney and Pixar put out and you can see genuine heart. Even something like Into the Spider-Verse has heart in it. I don't know any Warner Brothers kids movies, but I'm sure they got one somewhere. And there's genuinely like an idea that you could play with for a Space Jam movie if you made it a little more self-referential. And the Looney Tunes know it's like it existed before, but I'm just like, this is painful. There's no reason to this. And 6 people wrote it. You tell me 6 people in 2021 still made a dabbing reference, still think LeBron is cool? Like, what? What is this? I want to talk about one of the most egregious things in this film to me, and that is replacing the voice of Lola Bunny with Zendaya. This is just like, yes, kids love Zendaya. We have to get a big name actress for the one female cartoon. Why? If you kept everybody else's voice the same, you just change Lola. That is just really stupid and annoying, and I don't think it worked at all. I actually hated the fact that Zendaya was talking throughout this film because it didn't work. It was dumb. It was pointless. Kids don't care if it's Zendaya. Nobody who would go into this is like, is that Zendaya? Finally, this movie works. You could have just used the original voice actors or the voice actors you've been doing it for the modern Looney Tunes stuff. There was no need for this change, except for that people like Zendaya shove her in this. I hate this movie. I hate what it represents. I hate that I'm talking about it because I'd rather just let it go, but I need to say this, and I want it to be clear to everybody. Don't give in to this corporate bullshit. I paid the money to watch it. Don't do that, because if we show them that this can just work, every studio is just going to do this instead of making something like Luca, where there's heart and ambition and purpose to it. If this makes a lot of money, then suddenly every studio was going to do this. Even Disney did their attempt with Ralph Breaks the Internet. These aren't real movies or stories. They're annoying little side pieces that go nowhere. Space Jam: A New Legacy is just terribly written, terribly acted, terribly put together. That is just an ensemble of things that Warner Brothers owns that's going to try to get you to watch these things and remember these things to the point where you buy those and buy collectibles and merchandise, and you can see why this works. Remember, kids, you all love Mad Max, you all love Casablanca, and you all love The Matrix. Every kid loves those. This shit breaks me. I complain a lot about like every week of my life now is going to be about a Marvel film, but I'd rather do that than have to have one of these every year, where it's just like, LeBron's kind of a relevant basketball player. Let's reboot Space Jam. Let's update the Looney Tunes so they're three-dimensional and have Don Cheadle get the biggest basketball stars of all time this year to shove in this movie and have them play some video game version of basketball where LeBron doesn't get it because, it's a video game. This is painful. It's arrogant. It's rude. It's mean. And I have to say this again. 6 people wrote this. 6 people. Look at some of the best works of literature. 1 person wrote those. When you have 6 people attempting this, it just shows you that corporations are terrible and we shouldn't give them money. I've spent way too much time talking about this stupid film that I never want to mention it again. Space Jam is terrible. They're always been terrible. Basketball players are not actors. The Looney Tunes deserve better. Don Cheadle did his best, but little did he do to make me go, yes, finally, I'm getting to see Wile E. Coyote in the Mad Max universe. This is what I've been waiting for from my film. Children are better than this. That's all I'm going to say. Children know better than to watch this crap. They do if you let them have the experience. So Space Jam, A New Legacy. Kill me now. I'm going to give a 2 out of 10. Now, thank you guys for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Don't watch this. 6 people. 6 people. Ah.